guys, today's video is a part 2 of the first video that we already did about stereotypes. Now, one Russian stereotype that I get a lot is, I don't think it's true stereotype. Russians are very happy people, no? We smile all the time. And who says we look very serious? It's not true at all. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that's not true because there is quite a lot of truth to this stereotype, and I think it stems from the fact that Russians and a lot of Eastern Europeans are just uncomfortable in uncertain situations, be it with strangers, be it just being in strange places. They tense up and they can come off as quite distant. It's funny, when I'm traveling, I can spot a Russian like this. They just have this face. It's like a deer in the headlights look. They just look so uncomfortable. Today's video is a part 2 of the stereotypes video that I did last time, asking YouTubers to share the most common stereotypes they get about their country.
Hey Marina and everybody watching, this is Big Bong.
My name's Erin, I'm a Scottish YouTuber.
Hi, I'm Mike, I'm from the UK.
My name is Shreyans and I'm from India.
My name is Julia and I'm from Italy.
We are in an intercultural relationship.
I'm Tojeiro from Nigeria.
Hi guys, I'm Anna from Poland and I run the most popular dating channel in Poland.
Many people seem to have this image of Scotland that's just a bunch of angry, drunk, red-haired people in kilts running around yelling, "Freedom!" One of the more common stereotypes that I hear is that Scottish people are always drunk. I have no idea why people think we're always drunk, but apparently it's a thing. Okay, yeah, we like a drink. I wouldn't say any more than, say, Ireland.
We celebrate, we drink, we mourn, we drink.
Americans don't really care about other places in the world outside of America, and especially when it comes to the language, most of us are only speaking one language and we don't really go out of our way to learn another one. I would say for the most part, this is very true, especially with English being such an international language. And I think that is why Swedish people are so surprised that I can speak Swedish.
My mother is Japanese, my father is half French, half Lebanese, and now I live in Canada. I was born and raised in France, but I've mostly been considered Asian in Western countries and Caucasian in Asian ones. So for those of you with the same struggle, I feel you. Now the main stereotype for both French and Japanese people is the fact that they're bad in English. Nani? Oh bah là, il exagère franchement. Of course we speak English very well, we learn it in school. But I believe the main problem in both France and Japan is the learning system, which emphasizes more on reading and writing rather than speaking, but which is also more focused on finding mistakes rather than encouraging speaking. So that makes very anxious students who will eventually become anxious citizens and tourists who are so afraid of making mistakes that they'd rather not speak at all. Oh là là, comment on dit ça déjà? Je m'en rappelle plus. Laisse tomber, c'est mort. Sorry, I don't speak English.
Foreigners think Japanese women listen to whatever husband say. For my grandma's generation, I said yes because my grandma really obedient to my grandpa. But my generation, we think women and men should have same right. Women can walk outside and men also can do housework.
As an Italian, of course, I'm very used to so many stereotypes when I go abroad. Some of them, that I think they're absolutely not true, are dark hairs, come on, beard, come on, chest hairs that come out of the t-shirt, I don't think so. Hand gestures, all the time we do hand gestures, that's absolutely not true. And the last of it, it's that we're loud. Loud? Nah.
Perú, lo que la gente normalmente piensa o cree es que los peruanos tenemos llamas como mascotas. Sí, estos animales andinos. Piensa que los peruanos, en vez de tener coches o autos, tenemos de movilidad una llama. Es sorprendente, la verdad que a mí sí me da mucha risa.
The most common stereotype I hear about Polish girls and Polish people in general is that we drink a lot. Well, there is some truth about it. I think this stereotype results from fact that we have really strong alcohol in Poland, like vodka, and we drink it straight from little glasses during parties. That's right, you can find it in every Polish house. Polish girls prefer to mix alcohol with juices or coke than to drink it straight, but it happens. For sure, we have high tolerance for alcohol and it's not that easy to get us drunk or beat us in drinking challenge, but no, in my opinion, we don't drink a lot.
The stereotype we usually have as a Nigerian or as an African most times is that we are scammers and we scam people and we send fake emails. There's even an email named after us. But actually not a lot of people are like that in Africa. Not a lot of people like that in Nigeria. A lot of us doing actual good jobs. Like I am a YouTuber in Africa and a lot of Nigerians out there doing a lot of amazing stuff.
We also apparently have a bit of a temper, and this stereotype makes me so angry because Scots are supposed to be some of the friendliest people in the world. Not sure where that stereotype comes from. Scots are so open and so friendly and cheerful, and they're always up for a chat, or a blether as we would say.
When I go overseas and abroad, I'm travelling and I meet people and they hear my accent and they say, oh, you're from Britain? And they think somehow that my school was like Hogwarts. Do you like guys eat at a banquet table with like 50 people aside and have like amazing meals and then go up and make speeches? I certainly didn't do that.
I knew that many people in India actually study engineering, so I was expecting that from Shrey. And then when we first met, he told me he works in marketing. So I was like, okay, cool, nice. Then we started speaking and he told me that he actually has graduated in engineering. So I was like, okay, so the stereotype is actually true.
There is a joke in India that you can be whatever you want to be when you grow up, as long as it's between an engineer and a doctor. I'm sure there are people who are non-engineers and not doctors.
Yeah.
Not too many, but there must be some.
People always confuse us with the Mexicans. Where do you come from? And I am like, Guatemala, and they are like, that's on Mexico? Guatemala is a little country in Central America.
When it comes to Bulgarian stereotypes, there's not really a lot that I can think of. The only thing that comes to my mind is that people always confuse us for Romanians. And this is really weird because we have basically nothing in common with Romanians except that they are our neighbors. We have neither traditional similarities nor language similarities nor...
One of the worst stereotypes about Filipinos internationally that, I really just don't like is the third world country stereotype. Many of the Western first world country people were surprised that I could speak fluent English and even that I had a car. And that's fine. I mean, I do live in a poor country, I admit, but being classist about things and judging people and having prejudice based on what you think their social economic status is, I don't think that's a very nice thing.
No todos los peruanos vivimos en las montañas. Yo sé que eso es lo que ven ustedes de Perú en la propaganda. Gente en las montañas, gente en la selva, navegando en canoas, con llamas, con trajes típicos, etc. Y sí, está bien, eso es lo más tradicional del Perú. Pero también hay ciudades como esta o como esta.
The biggest stereotype that I had was that Italians are very big on family. And it proved to be true when I met you, but boy, I was not prepared. First time we went to Italy together. We met her parents, we met her first uncle, then we met her second auntie, then we met her brother, then we met the grandparents, then we met the cousins. And by the end of the trip, I was so exhausted that I just couldn't wait to be back.
Yeah, we're quite big in family.
Some of the stereotypes that I pretty much expected of Americans is that we are loud, extroverted, fat, lazy. A lot of these, I think for a lot of Americans, could be true. But definitely not all Americans. America, in my opinion, is one of the most diverse countries with people from just about everywhere with tons of different lifestyles. And it's really hard to stereotype Americans because we have so many diverse backgrounds.
Thank you very much for watching the video. If you like the video about stereotype, of course, tell me what stereotypes you have about people from your country, and like and share the video with friends. Yes.